Hey there, welcome to the 13th installment in this series called 30 Ways to Become an Empowered Artist. I'm Bob Baker. In this video clip, I'm going to be sharing with you a crucial, so important way that you can make a lot more progress, get a lot more done with your creative career. Interested? Stay tuned. But first, I gotta mention that this is part of a series that's leading up to July 2nd, 2014. That is the last day of my 30-day fan funding campaign for a new book called The Empowered Artist. And if you've already contributed to that, I want to just thank you. I so appreciate your support for not only me and my efforts, but for recognizing the need that this message needs to get out into the world. We need to remind creative people of all kinds of the value and the brilliance that they contribute to society. And if you have not yet supported this effort, well, today would be a great time to click the link below the video or somewhere on this page that will take you to more information about it. I would love for you to join us in this movement. So what am I talking about when it comes to making more progress with your creative career? Well, it may seem simplistic, but I think your success is going to be amplified a lot more if you have an ability to communicate effectively with other people. This means that you not only have to communicate and speak with potential partners like music venues or art galleries or editors and publishers, retail stores, on and on, but even more importantly, you need to communicate with your fans and the supporters of your art. And this is a quality that doesn't always come easily to creative people, because quite often we are sensitive, maybe introverted, we love being alone and working on our art or our music and our writing. But when it comes to speaking with people, you might feel a little awkward, lacking a little bit of confidence. And if that describes who you are, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. But I would just highly recommend that you stretch yourself and force yourself little by little to get outside of your comfort zone and learn how to communicate with people. If you've been following me or watching these videos, if you've ever seen me perform or give a workshop or something, you might think to yourself, oh, look at Bob, he's a natural extrovert. This stuff comes really easily to him. Oh, not so. When I was a kid, I was incredibly shy. I barely said a peep when I was out in public. But little by little, I came out of my shell, and I overcompensated, I guess, when I got on stage playing music or acting in plays or whatever. And there's still a shy and introverted aspect of myself, but there's also the more extroverted and social butterfly type that I have cultivated over many years. And you can do the same thing, and it's going to help your career a lot if you're able to communicate with people. Now, there are a lot of different ways to do this. One, probably the easiest one for some of you, might be through the written word. So you have to be able to articulately express yourself through emails and letters and the written communication. For me, the best thing is to find this balance between being professional, but yet also being conversational. You don't want to be overly stuffy and per our conversation of the 30th, you and I. It's okay to write in a more conversational style as long as you don't go overboard with it. Also, it's very helpful to keep the other person's needs in mind. You just don't only talk about yourself when you're writing or speaking to someone. You focus on what's in it for them. I'm sure I'll get back to this on a later segment. In addition to the written word, there's the audio way of speaking to people, which can be via phone or Skype, and this is important too. You need to be able to speak to people and communicate who you are, what you do, what's in it for them, propose different joint ventures, and so on. And then a step up from that is visual, which can either be in person and face-to-face, or these days it can be over Skype, where you're seeing each other while you're talking. So everybody has an existing comfort level. Some of you actually might feel better just speaking to someone than you are writing, because you're not really a great writer to communicate the most effectively that way. Others, it's just the opposite. Boy, I'd rather just write somebody a letter than have to talk to them and see them at the same time. And years ago, when I used to publish a music newspaper here in St. Louis, I was sort of responsible for a lot of the ad sales. And I was best at writing sales copy. I still am. It's my strong suit. If I can write about the benefits of a book or whatever it is that I'm promoting. Next up, I was pretty decent on the phone. If I could talk to somebody about purchasing an ad, and I was totally useless face-to-face, at least when it came with sales. If I was just having a friendly conversation with somebody, I was fine. But if I was like selling them something, I was totally out of my comfort zone. It did not come off as confident at all. Back then, at least, when I was face-to-face with someone. But I still had to do it, and I still had to learn to get better at it, and so should you. So there are all sorts of ways to beef up your communication skills. One way is something I touched on in the last video, which is getting out and going to open mic nights and classes and meetups and interacting with people. The more you do that, the more you're going to feel comfortable in social situations. The thing is, you could join things like Toastmasters or take a class on public speaking so you can learn some of the fundamentals there. Or if you're really bold, you want to have some fun, take an acting class or even an improvisational comedy class. That's actually something that I've been teaching lately in my hometown of St. Louis. So if you live in the area, look me up. Because as I record this, twice a month, I offer classes and improv jams where you can learn the art of improv. And people who take it say, yeah, they get not only more creative, it helps them think on their feet, they gain their confidence. And another thing you may do someday that could be very beneficial is actually present to groups. Whether it's teaching them something or maybe, a meet the artist night or a meet the author, it's going to really help for you to be able to talk about what you do or demonstrate what you do in front of a group of people. And I know it's one of the biggest fears. It's one that I overcame luckily long ago. I actually got to the point now where I almost feel more comfortable presenting to groups than I do sometimes one-on-one with people. But that's a learned skill. It's not like natural. We don't come out of the womb knowing how to speak publicly. It's a learned skill. So take the time to hone your communication skills so that you can communicate with people and form the relationships and create win-win situations where your art, your music, your books will get out to more and more people because you were able to combine your efforts with others and explain it in a way that allowed them to see the benefits of it. So how about you? Do you struggle with communicating or does it come naturally to you? Any thoughts on this? I would welcome your comments somewhere, wherever you can leave a comment on this page. Again, I would really appreciate your support and your help in the artist empowerment movement and book launch. Please click the link to learn more about that. You can contribute for as little as $10 and as much as $3,000 or more. It's totally up to you, and a lot of levels in between too. That's it for this one. I'll see you again tomorrow. It's Bob Baker saying so long for now.